Hey again, everybody. It's me, Marcus, and I'm here to review a song, I guess. I'm going to listen to Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now by The Smiths. So I know I just did Suffer Little Children a few days ago, fairly recently. But you know, the Smiths have really impressed me with their lyrical writing and even with their instrumentation. And Morrissey's voice has really grown on me since the very first Smiths songs I've heard. You know, I think it's the Smiths may be one of those bands that might have to take a little bit to grow on you. I think that's at least in my case. But they've grown on me. They have, and I'm honestly going into this one just hoping for some really great lyrical writing here, just because that's what they've shown me they're fantastic at. Loved the lyricism that I've seen so far. So anyway, this comes as a request. As always, if you would like to make a request, please just leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to get to it at some point. So anyway, hey, let's listen to it. This is Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now by The Smiths. Here we go.
I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. I was looking for a job and then I found a job, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. In my life, why do I give valuable time to people who don't care if I entwined pass me by, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. I was looking for a job and then I found a job, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. In my life, oh, why do I give valuable time to people who don't care if I what she asked of me at the end of the day, Caligula would have blushed. Oh, you've been in the house too long, she said, and I naturally fled. In my life, why do I smile at people who I'd much rather kick in the eye? I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. Oh, you've been in the house too long, she said, and I naturally fled. In my life, oh, why do I give valuable time to people who don't care if I
I like that one a lot. Hey, I like Star Wars, but leave me the fuck alone. So, really enjoyed that one. The bass, real groovy. The guitar, real groovy. Oh, man, I love that about it. And I've mentioned before how much I love Morrissey's lyrical output, and I said at the beginning that's really what I'm looking forward to going into this one, and they did not disappoint. He just has such a great way of writing sort of down-to-earth lyrics. I feel like every Smith song I've been able to relate to so far on some level, and if not necessarily, there's at least been some lines in there that I've just really resonated with me. That I think back to I Know It's Over with it's so easy to hate, so easy to laugh, it takes guts to be friendly and kind. I think he said something like that. I get the line wrong every time, I'm sorry, but he said something along the lines of that, right? Man, just that one has stuck with me. Again, very relatable. Even like Suffer Little Children, nothing necessarily too relatable there, but more so just lyrics and lines that just really stick with you. You're just like, wow, what an amazing writing. And I feel like this one I could really relate to a few parts of it, and I think many of you can as well. So when I was younger, I always questioned why people liked the Smiths so much. I'd always heard people talk about them, especially like a certain population of people. I would say like, your typical like goth and what have you people, but I think it's just because they're very relatable, especially to the little miseries of life sometimes, the little wonders of life that everybody goes through. So I feel like for too long in my life, I had kind of underestimated this band, and it's like, oh, that's not really music for me. But luckily, now that I'm on my musical journey, just trying to learn more music and broaden my horizons, I can honestly say I really enjoyed this band and their writing. So I'm really excited to break apart these lyrics here and really talk about them in depth. So here we go. Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now. So verse 1, I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. I was looking for a job, and then I found a job, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. So to me, it sounds like this first part is maybe just someone going through the the everyday struggles of life. They're drunk, they're miserable, they're looking for a job, they found a job, they're still miserable. In my life, why do I give valuable time to people who don't care if I live or die? So I feel like that right there was the relatable part to me right off the bat. I was like, that's true. And I think that part of that is for many of us just our nature, where we give time to people who literally don't give a shit about us. As someone who has started a YouTube channel and now makes content on YouTube, I guess technically, I'm not comfortable yet calling myself a YouTuber. I also don't feel like I have enough followers to call myself a YouTuber or what have you. But as someone who was gonna kind of put himself out there on the internet, I kind of went in expecting to receive some hate, some flack, and I will say that the community that I have here on my channel has been very supportive and very respectful, very kind. There a couple of comments slipped through here or there where people are, they want to judge how bad my eyesight is. I know how bad my eyesight is, guys. They want to tell me who I look like, or that they don't make reviews because they would look just as boring as me. There's a little shit like that. Kind of gets through every now and then, and I'm like, going into this, I was like, I'm not going to take shit from people who don't care about me, don't know me, what have you. There's this great quote I've seen on the internet. I don't remember where. Somebody posted it. But it basically says something along the lines of, why would you take criticism for people you wouldn't even go to for advice? I was like, that's true. Like, if there are people out there that I wouldn't trust to give me advice or to have my best interest in mind, then why am I trusting them to criticize me? That sort of thing. So at the end of the day, I think part of that is also having thick skin, because anytime you put yourself out there on the internet, someone's going to come give you hate for the most part. It's very hard to keep a 100% positive, kind community on the internet, unfortunately. And so I think this plays to me a lot, where it's like, yeah, don't give your valuable time to people who don't give a shit about you. I mean, and so like I said, Morrissey, his lyrics, his writing, I love it. He is so relatable in things that he says. And again, he was writing this in the 1980s, and of course it's timeless. It's still, that message still is here today, and we can really learn from it. So anyway, two lovers entwined passed me by, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. I was looking for a job, and then I found a job, and heaven knows I'm miserable now. In my life, oh, why do I give valuable time to people who don't care if I live or die? When she asked of me at the end of the day, what she asked of me at the end of the day, Caligula would have blushed. Oh, you've been in the house too long, she said, and I naturally fled. I'm not entirely sure what he means by that one. I've heard the name Caligula before. Caligula was emperor of Rome between 37 and 41 AD. He was a cruel, extravagant tyrant and a sexual deviant. Okay, so she wants to make the sexy times, and she getting a little weird with it. And he's like, oh man, she's so like out there that even Caligula would blush. That's kind of funny. Oh, you've been in the house too long, she said, and I naturally fled. So I wonder if he's kind of down on himself, right? He says, heaven knows I'm miserable now. So he's kind of locking himself in the house. He doesn't want to see others. And so maybe his lover, his wife, girlfriend, whoever, is trying to kind of get him back into the swing of things, right? In my life, why do I smile at people I'd much rather kick in the eye? Again, that's a very relatable thing for me. I'm very much a smiler. I try to be kind to everybody, but at the same time, like, I understand that sometimes I am kind to people who I just really don't like. I mean, straight up. Part of that comes with, like, my job. I hate to say it, and I'm sure many of you know, teachers have their favorites. Teachers don't like all their kids. I have no shame saying that. I do not like every single kid I've ever taught. But my job requires me to be nice to them, and I would be nice to them regardless, even if my job didn't require it. I don't think you should be mean to a kid. Don't get me wrong here. But part of that practice of just smiling and being nice to people you don't like comes kind of with teaching. I mean, I've had the same thing with coworkers. I haven't liked every coworker I've worked with, but I always smile and be nice to them and whatnot. And I wonder if Morrissey here is wondering, like, why do we do that? Why is that kind of polite society to do that? Where, even if we hate somebody, we're smiling at them. We're being nice to them. And I think maybe he's calling it out as fake. And to be honest, it kind of is. But the way our society is set up, we have certain situations where we kind of have to grin and bear it in some situations to remain professional and whatnot. Anyway. I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour, but heaven knows I'm miserable now. Oh, you've been in the house too long, she said, and I naturally fled. In my life, oh, why do I give valuable time to people who don't care if I live or die? So yeah, this one's super relatable, and he brings up a great point. Why do you care what people say about you, especially when those people don't give a shit about you? They don't care if you live or die. I think we can all learn a little bit from that about just having tough skin, not really taking people's crap, that whole thing. I think there's a great message there. But I wonder what's making him miserable specifically in the song. I wonder if it is about that. I say I wonder. I'm pretty sure it is about that, because he's lamenting the fact that people say shit about him, and he still, he takes it in. He gives it valuable time. He gives it credence. And I feel like, again, as a YouTuber, I kind of came into this knowing that would happen to me a couple times. I can imagine how people with thousands or even millions of followers on YouTube deal with that constant, like, pressure, that press, that eye on them. And then, of course, celebrities like a famous singer, in Morrissey, I would wonder how he dealt with that, with the criticism, with people, criticizing all different kinds of, down to his just lifestyle, how he chooses to live his life. When you're in the spotlight, like, people nitpick every single little thing about you. So to me, it sounds like he's miserable in the song because he's letting people's opinions and people's criticisms influence who he is or how he feels about himself. And so I think that's super relatable. Again, we're not all famous here. We're not all, big celebrities, but I think we've all been in a situation where we feel like, wow, what this person said really affected me. But why did it affect me? Why am I giving credence to their opinion or to their criticism? It's different when someone you love and care about criticizes you or has an opinion on you. It's another thing entirely when it's just some stranger on the internet or whoever. But yeah, really like this one. A lot to say here. Sorry, you guys know I'm a lyric guy. I love to talk about lyrics and really analyze and think about them. So lyrically, I got to give this one 2 thumbs up. I really enjoyed it. Again, anytime you can relate to a song on a personal level, I think that ups the quality of it. For me, at least. So, yeah, that was awesome. Instrumentally, this was, to me, one of their stronger songs. That bass line, ooh, that was real groovy. That got me into it right away. I really loved the bass line. And then they kicked in with that really groovy guitar, too. Just overall, wonderful song to listen to. I was jamming out here. Just the instrumentation throughout was fantastic. Really kept me grooving, like I said. Morrissey sounds great. You know, I've really gotten used to his sort of hazy, croony style, and it's really grown on me, and it really works well with the way the instruments are played. Like the instruments, like I said, are real groovy to me, and Morrissey's voice is much more subdued and like he has that crooning style, right? But it never felt like it was out of place, and so I think the instrumentation, the lyrics, and the vocals really all played nice together today, and that really made a really good song. So I give it 2 thumbs up for the instrumentation and the vocals as well. And then as far as replay value goes, I think this is honestly one of the more catchy Smiths songs I've heard. You know, I wouldn't say it's the best. I wouldn't say it's my favorite yet. You know, I'd have to listen to it a couple more times and see. But to me, so far, it's definitely been the most catchy Smith song I've listened to, and I definitely see myself listening to it again and again because I can relate to it on that personal level. But again, because it's just groovy, it's a really nice groove to the song, and I really enjoyed what I heard. So overall, 2 thumbs up all across the board. Really like this one, guys. Thank you so much for whoever requested this one. This was a great one. Excuse me. If you like the music, definitely go check out more from the artist. One place you can definitely find some Smiths is going to be in my Spotify playlist. It's down in the description below. It's got every single song I've listened to so far on my channel. Makes for a pretty wacky listen, honestly. You guys have seen, if you've been with me for a while, all the different genres I do on the channel. So it's a weird listen, I'll be honest. But anyway, if you want to support me, just consider doing all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment. That's it for me, guys. Hope you're staying safe and healthy at home. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.